Hello friends, welcome to the King YouTube channel. It's time to expose the truth. Meghan's schemes have come to light. She believed she was outsmarting everyone, thinking others were foolish, but in reality the foolish one was her. Not only is Meghan in jeopardy, but Harry also faces the possibility of being completely sidelined. Stick with the video until the end so I can reveal everything to you right now. Within the British monarchy, they're currently dealing with what many consider their greatest challenge since 1936, 1937. Yes, you read that correctly. The situation is far more complex now compared to when Wallace Simpson emerged on the scene, mainly because they are contending with not just one, but two highly problematic individuals. The people in question are Meghan Markle and, of course, Prince Harry, formerly known as the Duke of Sussex. However, the most noteworthy development is an upcoming tour to Australia in October, which His Majesty the King will be leading. Naturally, Queen Camilla is quite apprehensive about whether this tour should proceed. While some may not find it particularly interesting, there is significant interest from others in observing how this narrative, this tale, unfolds, especially regarding Harry and Meghan. It's well known that they recently returned from Colombia, where they were on yet another unofficial royal tour. Prior to that, they went on a fabricated tour of Nigeria. Moreover, the events known as the Invictus Games are scheduled to take place in Vancouver, Canada, next year. All of these activities are meant to project an image that these two former royals still hold significant relevance. As I mentioned at the start of this video, the real issue begins here. You're likely aware that His Majesty the King is now engaged in a battle to move forward. Additionally, many have noticed that he has lost a significant amount of weight, looking slightly more energetic than usual. The question on many minds is whether he is still fit and able to handle the demanding schedule ahead, particularly with the upcoming October tour to Australia, a beautiful country that he is eager to visit. This will be his first visit as king, and he does not want to disappoint anyone. Queen Camilla, however, is especially concerned. On the flip side, let me offer another perspective. Frankly, Harry and Meghan would love to embark on as many as 12 of these unofficial royal tours. Their team has been pushing for this for some time. The reason is quite simple. As I previously mentioned, they believe they can perform the kind of ambassadorial roles they once proposed to our late Queen Elizabeth, roles in regions that the actual royals prefer not to visit, where the Queen stated that one is either fully in or out. Now, however, Harry and Meghan seem to think they can advance this idea since she is no longer in the picture. They believe their popularity will continue to grow with each tour, ultimately pressuring the monarchy to give them the platform they desire. But do you see it happening? Does their reputation actually grow with each trip? If you believe it does, comment with a 1. If not, comment with a 2. You might recall that they wanted to do whatever they pleased, believing they would become more influential with each of these unofficial royal tours. The question now is, how much strain will this place on the royal family? Additionally, and I regret having to say this, the health of two senior royals is currently in a very fragile state, as we all know. Catherine, the Princess of Wales, is holding her own and doing well under the circumstances. When I saw her attending church, I thought she looked truly radiant. His Majesty the King, of course, is also included. There are many who believe he is a workaholic, a stoic figure who is always out meeting and greeting people, even when he doesn't feel his best. Meanwhile, Harry and Meghan are steadfast in their belief that their original idea was the best and most fitting. First and foremost, it's their idea, and they have no intention of changing it. I've heard that Meghan has reportedly entertained the idea that this could potentially lead to the dismantling of what many see as the traditional British monarchy. But in reality, I think that notion is insignificant yet dangerous. Harry and Meghan will continue on their path of disruption, knowing that his father, the king, is undergoing treatment for cancer. His Royal Highness Prince William is not yet king, and King Charles III has no choice. He is obligated to take appropriate action given past events and the treacherous behavior of his second son and his wife. Certainly, Meghan will never be able to bring down the royal family, no matter how many times she tries. She is bound to fail. However, even if she cannot topple the monarchy, she has caused considerable harm and chaos with her unfounded allegations of racism and abuse. Charles's silence and inaction give her more power to continue because she faces no consequences. Meghan is nothing more than a persistent nuisance to the monarchy. The number of people turning their backs on this pair is astonishing. They hold no real power and thus cannot destroy the monarchy, and someone needs to inform them of that. If the real royals choose not to visit a place, there's usually a very good reason for it. They are nothing but a pair of misguided individuals. The line has been irreversibly crossed. The drama they bring needs to be kept at a distance. In truth, it was over for the Sussexes the day the late Queen passed away. They just didn't realize it until now. Harry has virtually no chance of ever resuming a working royal role. The line has been crossed and their drama needs to stay away. But I believe the spectacle of the Sussex pseudo-royal court will continue unless they are thoroughly discredited and faced with public condemnation and continuous repercussions. Otherwise, King Charles III will endure difficulties for the remainder of his reign. We should begin by removing all mention of the Sussexes from the royal website. Public sentiment is waning due to King Charles III's inaction. It's time to deal with this festering issue. The public does not want Harry or his wife to return to a working royal role. Harry and his wife are blatantly disregarding their agreement with our late Queen Elizabeth, who ruled that they cannot be halfway in and halfway out. As with everything else they touch, Harry and his wife are disregarding that agreement. These two troublemakers have no respect for anything or anyone. I urge the royal family to put them in their place and silence them once and for all. The real royals should petition to have their titles stripped and publicly declare that Harry and Meghan are no longer royals and do not represent the crown. Any statement from the royals regarding Harry's antics only gives him a chance to respond, resulting in a public back and forth of insults. The working royals are carrying out their duties with dignity and distinction, not allowing Harry's sideshow to dictate the narrative. Meghan is truly a terrible person, and so is the other one for enabling her. Surely he must see that nothing she does ever seems to succeed. People simply do not like her false social climbing, manipulative ways. When will he tire of her control and poor decisions? Markle thinks she can reshape the ancient, established monarchy to suit her desires. Markle thinks she can force the monarchy to accept them on her terms. Markle thinks she can coerce the senior royals into giving her husband equal standing with a king. Markle thinks she can pressure the king into giving her a public apology for her lies and the scandal she's caused. Meghan is quite amusing. Everyone already knows that Harry does not represent the throne. If the king were to make a statement about it, it would give Harry more attention than he deserves. Ignoring Harry's antics has effectively allowed him to fade into the background, which is where he belongs. The public ignoring him would be even better. No government will disregard international protocol and invite Harry on these fabricated tours. Perhaps Parliament will read and remove their titles by October. No one can stop them from going to countries that invite them. But why do these countries waste their resources on them? I still can't understand it. These countries can't afford them, yet they do it and gain nothing in return. It's disgraceful. It appears they're using the Invictus Games as a way to secure entry into various countries. It has turned into the Meghan and Harry show, with little focus on the athletes. They should be removed from their roles as co-founders, despite their involvement in creating the event. All these fake tours only serve to highlight how much better the royal family is without Harry and Meghan. These trips, like Invictus, are all about Meghan. These tours reveal an awkward, classless couple. All they do is promote themselves. They are delusional if they think these trips make them look good. The royal family is thriving without them. King Charles is active and engaged. Princess Catherine will return as soon as possible, and the other working royals are busy with their duties. Harry and Meghan are not needed. Besides, what happened to their talk of finding freedom and their supposed happiness in leaving the so-called toxic racist royal family? Finally, Charles should sever all formal ties with the Sussexes, stripping them of all titles, including Prince for Harry and Archie and Princess for their daughter, along with their places in the line of succession. At what point will Charles say enough is enough? Let the Sussexes attempt to establish a rival court without the royal trappings they so dearly love. The Sussexes' numerous blunders and embarrassing behavior during these fake tours continue to reflect poorly on the monarchy, as long as Harry retains his titles and remains fifth in line. Do you agree with me? Please share your thoughts in the comments below. Thank you for watching the video. Don't forget to support by liking, sharing, and subscribing to the King YouTube channel. Love you all.